Please stand for the presentation of the colors by the Junior ROTC Honor Guard from Woodbridge High School, and then remain standing for the national anthem, which will be sung by Sergeant Heather Carroll, who is assigned to the Quantico Marine Corps Base, and the invocation will be given by Reverend T.J. Williams, who is Associate Pastor at Hope Hill Church and a Prince William County Fire and Rescue Chaplain.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please join me in prayer. Our great God, thank you so much for this great country, for this great county. And God, thank you so much for the armed forces. God, for their sacrifice that they have given to their families and to their country. God, we just thank you for them. We ask you to get the honor today. We ask also, God, for the armed forces and the families that they represent to also get honor today. So we thank you for this service. We thank you for this ceremony. God, thank you that you are a God of honor. And again, thank you so much for our armed services and for this country and this county. In your name, amen.
Please be seated. I want to thank Donna Flory, Steve Cochran, Sergeant Carroll, and Reverend Williams, and the Woodbridge and Stonewall Jackson Junior ROTC units for taking part in today's ceremony. I would like to introduce our special guests that we have with us today. I believe we have the Chief of Police, Chief Hudson, with us. And I don't see any other local elected officials. But we appreciate all of you who have come to join us today. In addition, some of the units that will take part in the ceremony of travel a long ways this morning in this inclement weather, and we thank them for making that extra effort to be here. Prince William County War Memorial was dedicated on Memorial Day in 1992 to recognize those from our country who gave their lives, and from our county in particular, who gave their lives during World War I, World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. In 2005, we worked with local veterans organizations to find the best way to honor those who had given their lives in the Middle East, Iraq, and Afghanistan. Fortunately, this year, we have no new names to add to the list of soldiers from Prince William County who have lost their lives in service to our country. So today, we will continue to honor those whose names are engraved on the memorial in the Memorial Garden, and we will say a silent prayer for the many men and women throughout the nation who have been killed in action, wounded, or who are still serving overseas protecting our freedoms. I would like for us at this time to observe a moment of silence in their behalf. Thank you. I would like now to introduce Mike Del Vecchio, a representative of the Dale City VFW. The VFW has always been a supporter of our troops and their families around the world, and of course, they do a tremendous amount of work right here in Prince William County. Mike will share the story of the poppy flower and its significance for our troops, and he will read John McCrae's famous poem, In Flanders Field. Mike.
Thank you, John. In Flanders Field, the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky, the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead short days ago. We lived, we felt, saw a sunset glow. Loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Field. Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw. The torch be yours to hold on high, if ye break faith with us who die. We shall not sleep through the poppies grow in Flanders Field. That was a poem written by Colonel John McCrae. And the story of the buddy poppy. The buddy poppy is the red flower that organizations recognize as a memorial flower in countries throughout the world. It is distributed by veterans, ladies' auxiliaries, and all through the world, from Europe, North America, and most of the other countries in the British Commonwealth. Since 1992, the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States has conducted an annual distribution of buddy poppies to raise funds for our charitable programs on behalf of the needy and the disabled veterans and the surviving family members of deceased members. Today, Buddy Poppies are distributed by posts and auxiliaries of the VFW in every state in the Union and in dozens of other countries. Some 14 million are distributed preceding Memorial Day and Veterans Day, and many of them at other times of the year. More than $11 million is raised each year through the distribution of the Buddy Poppies, and all of it strictly accounted for and dedicated entirely to veterans' welfare. Under the unique VFW distribution system, the proceeds of the distribution are divided between national, state, and local charities purposes. When you drop $1, a donation in the Buddy Poppy canister, you have contributed to the Veterans of Foreign Wars National Home for Children of Deceased or Disabled Veterans at Eaton Rapids, Michigan. Also to the National VFW Rehabilitation Center in Washington, D.C., and the VFW Rehabilitation Center in our local community and our own state, and direct assistances programs for needy and disabled veterans and service-connected disabilities and their families in our own community. The services made possible through your donation also go to all needy veterans, active members and their families, not just those who are members of the Veterans of Foreign Wars. Hundreds of thousands of non-members are assisted with disability claims and served in hospitals, even by the Veterans of Foreign Wars. Thank you, John.
Thank you, Mike. It is certainly an honor to host today's program on behalf of the Board of County Supervisors. I'm pleased to see two of our high school junior ROTC programs represented here today. If in the future you decide to join the military and serve our country, I'd like to thank you in advance. Now, you may have noticed that some of our guests are wearing Buddy Poppies. You don't have a Buddy Poppy, I believe the auxiliary is passing them out in the back. You just raise your hand and they'll come around and make sure that you have a Buddy Poppy. And I do have one. I just have it here on my back. As you know, I'm a veteran, and I know that the men and women who have made the ultimate sacrifice in defense of our great country cannot be honored enough or remembered enough. Prince William County will not forget those whose names are on the war memorial in the memorial garden, nor will we forget the families and friends that they left behind who will always grieve for their lost loved ones. Today we're going to place a wreath inside here at the podium, which we will later take out to the memorial after the rain stops. And this wreath will be placed so that the families and friends that have been left behind and who always grieve for their lost loved ones may have some comfort in knowing that they are being remembered. It's being placed in remembrance, the wreath is being placed in remembrance of Armed Forces Day as well, and the names of all of those who proudly served in Prince William County and who, of course, have lost their life are engraved on the memorials out in the Memorial Garden. I would like to invite Mike Del Vecchio and Chief Hudson of Prince William Police Department to assist me as we bring the wreath down. Prince William County salutes today all who have served and who are currently serving in the armed forces. It is in support of these citizens that we share the Armed Forces Day tribute. This area of the War Memorial that you find outside of the McCourt building in the eastern parking lot is where this wreath will be placed. This area was designed as a place of peace and beauty. And I think if you go out there into the Memorial Garden, you'll notice that there's water spewing up from the fountains. There are stones that have the names of all of the men and women who've lost their lives who are from Prince William County. It's just a wonderful place to visit, so I encourage you to visit that place after our ceremony is over. Please feel free anytime to come up and visit the Memorial Garden. I'd like to thank each of you for coming today, for showing your support. To close our program, the Stonewall Jackson High School Junior ROTC will perform a mock 21-gun salute to honor our fallen troops, and this will be followed by the playing of taps, which will signal the end of our program.